Welcome to the Word, and on this video we're going to dig into those regex rules we've mentioned in the last video. But before we do that, we need to talk a little bit about formats in regard to converting formats for the Word Bible software. So if you go in here, and I'm using version 195C, and I go in here to open, and I'm under the Bible editor, we can just open the file directly, whether RTF or RVF. Sometimes that's good for when you're further along in the intermediate stage. But right here would be special load regex rules for the Bible. I'm going to go ahead and click on one and bring one up for my use. You just kind of navigate through your files, and you would get one that you've saved in a location. I'm using the one that's actually inside the TotheWord folders. This one's it's under examples. I've basically taken the one that's already there called web USFM Bible.ttwrx, regex, and renamed it to text critical English NT TTW regex. And this is just an example. Okay, notice you don't see it pop up. It just, okay, that is just telling TotheWord what file to use. Okay, so you notice this one is a USFM format. I'm going to go ahead and open up here. Somebody in the forum of the Word and mentioned were interested in this Bible. We're just going to kind of get them started. Not going to really dig in as far as getting it done. If you see this video and you want to do it, go ahead. So you notice here that this particular version here on ebible.org, and it's always important when you have a Bible version, is it in the public domain before you do anything, or do you have the author's permission, or have you got a contract ready? These are really important. Now, if it's only for your personal use and you'll never share it with anybody, that's something a little different. But otherwise, you need to make sure these things are happen. So right here we have here, and notice right off it says copyright 2022 Robert Adam Boyd, but then let's find out if he's made any comments. Language English, trademarks. If you adapt, remix, you may not call it, so don't recall it that. Okay, this translation is made available to you under the terms of the Creative Commons Attribution License 4. You can look into that, but if I remember right, basically that means you can't sell it. It possibly could be sold, but perhaps it has to include a clip of his information, but dig into that. That's a type of license. As far as what we're doing, we're not planning on changing anything. And it says right here, you may share and redistribute this Bible translation or extracts from it in any form, provided that you include the above copyright and source information. So basically, when you go into the about of this Bible, when you're working on the about portion, you need to include the copyright information right here and the source. Also, if you're making any changes to text, you must indicate that you did so in a way that makes it clear that the original licensor is not necessarily endorsing your changes. Okay, so these are important to do that. But for what we're doing, just make sure you've read this and that you're going to do that. Put that in the about information. I don't have the about information ready, but that would be something if that would one person was to go down. Notice there are the browser Bible, mobile HTML, zip mobile HTML, EPUB 3, Amazon, PDF. By the way, PDF is an awesome format for printing, but extremely hard to convert from, if not impossible. There's times where I've done a little bit of that, and it's been a lot of work. Crosswire Source module, plain text, BibleWorks, browser Bible module, USFX, USFM, Oasis, Xtext, and hide format. You'll see sometimes Bibles come in a variety of formats. Mostly databases are a little bit harder because you got to convert them into a text file format. We want this USFM because we're working with that already. And I'm going to just go here. And this tells us about it. This is an important file information if you want to dig into how to convert it according to their standards. So let's go back out here, and we will download that file. I'm going to just go ahead and download that real quick. I have a place where I put some of these. Let's see what we got here. This is a Creative Commons one, so I just put it in my folder. I'll put it in my folder for that, and I'm going to name it Text Critical. What was the other name he had for this? Okay, Text Critical English. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and save that there. While that's working on that, I need to open it up. It'll just be just a second here. And it would be wise to take and make a text file with the information that he said needed to be added in case it was in Creative Commons. So if that's something you'd like to do, make sure you do that if you're going to work on this Bible. Okay, so I have a text file here. I'm just going to open just the text file without just an intermediate. And let's see what we got here. Don't have what we need. So remember, I've already loaded these regex rules. Let's give it a whirl and see just if we got anything already, because those are USFM text regex rules, and see what it looks like just based off of that. Now, usually you have to come in and you have to make a lot of changes or make quite a bit of work to build that regex rules, and that's fine. Let's just say we got here, this is just a New Testament. And that is, we're going to start off with Matthew. It's looping through the Bible. We've got some progress. It's going through those regex rules and working on them, and boom. Okay. So it did a lot for us already. Because like I said, I've done this USFM has already been worked on. Let's make this window a little bit smaller. This is just an information window. You can save it, you can copy different things like that. It's good for your information. Okay, so in here we have a verse, chapter, and book name. And then you'll see some headings. Remember those TS, this is a second heading. There's even a bold marker in here and quite a few things. Okay, so now that's one format, and it's using those regex rules. So let's get into the regex rules. Before we do that, we'll look at that in the next video. Just so we kind of separate it out. We talk more about formats in this video. Formats can be a lot of different ones. HTML, USFM, RTF. Basically, you take that format and then convert it to what the Word wants in its format. The Word uses a text file in sense with format markers and tags, etc. So that kind of gets you started. This is just the Matthew. There would be a lot more. For right now, we're good there. I'm going to go ahead and look at regex rules next. Goodbye.